Okay YouTube, what I've done is I've brought you out today, show you my interpretation of Dave Canterbury's sling bow, and this is my little hunting bag that I've put together. Pretty much everything I need's in here. So this is my Diablo Pro slingshot, and what I've done is modified it slightly in a similar vein to how Dave Canterbury's done his. I have got myself a whisker biscuit and I've mounted it on a couple of key rings and then fixed it to the slingshot with a couple of cable ties, and as you can see there, what it does is it folds away. So when it folds flat and you use the slingshot, the ball bearing or the ammunition goes over the top of the whisker biscuit, and to date I haven't had any mishaps or accidents. But this is only part of it, you know, so let's put the weights and balances on this thing and you'll get a good idea of just how serious a bit of kit this really is. So I hope you can see now that this is a very substantial bit of kit. It's high power. I haven't changed the bands for the black bands as yet. I'm in truth still getting my eye in, still coming to terms with my various points of aim for different types of ammunition. And woodland, we've got oak trees, we've got chestnut, which tell us straight away that there are squirrels. I've seen rabbits. There's bound to be fox, and I would be amazed if there weren't small deer, much like the muntjac deer that you've seen in one of my films. I'm pretty sure that this slingshot would take any of those animals, no problems at all. Okay, here's my Sling Bow Kit. So there's my Diablo Pro slingshot. I've got my little chalk bag with a strap. I've got 100 9.5mm steel ball bearings. I've got a camouflage face mask, and I've got a DPM destructive pattern material bandana. Okay, so here's three of my carbon 100 grain field tipped arrows with the plastic flights. What I do with my arrows is I mark them. So these three arrows are my practice or training arrows, and I mark them with a piece of black tape about 2 inches from the tip, and what they tell me is that they're my practice arrows. So the other three arrows I carry are purely for small game. So I don't mix them up. I'm not trying to take a small rabbit or animal with a blunt arrow that I've been practicing and training with. Okay YouTube, this is my Broadhead arrow. What it is, it's called an F15 Broadhead, and it's loosely designed around the F15 fighter. So it's got this kind of fighter jet profile. It's razor blades down both sides to a razor sharp tip, and then we've got this sort of inverted tail fins really, so 2 up 2 down. It's designed ultimately to give the biggest possible wound and to maximize the bleed. So under no circumstances could this arrow seal itself in the game and it stop bleeding, you know. So if you were to hit a vital organ with this, it would bleed out very, very quickly. There'd be absolutely nothing stopping it. It's a great arrow, and it's like I say, an F15 Broadhead, and its primary function is to kill, you know. So whatever you do, if you're acquiring kit and equipment like this, don't think for a moment these things are toys. Their primary function is to kill. Okay, this is my arrow for fishing then. It's exactly the same. It's a 30-inch long carbon arrow with a filled tip on it. The red tape tells me that it's purely for fishing, and this is a barb made out of a large safety pin that has gone under the head of the filled tip, screwed into the carbon arrow, and the barb just stops it coming out of the fish, you know. So what I would do before I attempted to fish would just be to prime the barb, and the red tape around the arrow identifies it as a fishing arrow, but it also holds the barb in place so that I don't injure myself during the time that I'm carrying it around. The other thing that I do with my fishing arrows is put a small key ring on the arrow itself with a tether. Now this is where I would hook or tie my line onto the head of the arrow. As I fire the arrow through the sling bow, the arrow travels out of the sling bow until it gets towards the rear of the arrow. What I've done here is I've drilled a small hole through the arrow. I've put a piece of safety pin that I chopped off from making the barb on the front, and I've glued it in place, so that stops the line ruining the rear flight of the arrow, and this is where my line attaches to. Yep, so this is my only fishing carbon arrow with the safety pin barb, and it's marked with a piece of red tape so that I don't mix it up with all the rest. Okay YouTube, there's one more thing I want to show you, which is how I attach my fishing reel to my slingshot. What I do is I remove this weight, just screws out of the pistol grip, place my fishing rod, my fishing reel onto it, just a hollow piece of aluminium that I've just drilled a hole in. What I've made is a collar or a sleeve that just fits on there and then butts up against my fishing reel. Hope you can see that. And now it just screws into the base of the slingshot. Keep screwing it until it's home nice and tight. So that's how my fishing reel attaches to my slingshot, and like I say, when I'm firing arrows, what I do is I just put the whisker biscuit into the up position, and now I would load and fire my arrow as normal. Then I would just attach the line to the base of the arrow, so I'd ensure that my keyring attachment is all the way forward, and then I would just load the arrow as normal into the whisker biscuit, into the pocket of the slingshot. Attach the line to the free running keyring, and we're ready to go fishing. So this is how the fishing reel connects to the sling bow. Once the arrow's gone and hopefully we've speared our fish and the line's attached, what happens is it's designed to be turned over to hold the slingshot upside down, and then simply to reel your fish in as you would normally. Yeah, so that's the fundamental design of this particular sling bow that I've